So today's topic is functions. So you want to start with functions and volume. That's the plan. So what is a function? Tell me the lamest definition of it in short. What is a function?
In output, it's like when the number changes, you can also do that in a graph.
In short.
It's just output and
Input and output. Yeah. Okay. Same definition. Okay. Anybody else who wants to define function in brief?
It's a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like the simplest thing is it's a relationship.
Right. Yeah, it's a relationship between two variables where one is input, one is output. Yeah. Let's say if I say function of x equals y, and so here I am saying y is dependent on value of x, and how is what I have not described here. So you can always say
what's the
function. A short form for function. So I am saying y is a function of x. If I just say this, that will not be enough. That will be very confusing, right? You will say what exactly it is, right? So you will say it will look more complete if I say y is a function of x and how. I will say, let's say x squared plus 4x minus 9. Now we are saying that y is a function of x, meaning y is dependent on x. How? This is the equation. Out of here, teacher is here in the classroom, not on the road. Your teacher is not a road model. Your teacher is a normal human being in the classroom. Okay? Those are road models, roaming around the roads. Now coming back to this one. This is nothing but representing the relationship. Yeah. So we have, okay, now we have Pranit as well. So I think we have a full house. So coming back to the plan for the class, today's class. We are talking about functions and volumes, and we'll talk about them step by step. Nobody has to be busy taking notes. Just focus on understanding the concepts or following it. When you say functions, function is nothing but a relationship. Function is something that is representing input and output. As you guys can see, if I read this in plain English, the way I would read it is y is a function of x, which is how is this way. If I say y equal to function of x, that is understood. You are just saying that okay, y depends on x, but you are not peeling up the onion. This could be x plus 14 or fx could be x squared minus 2x plus 7, or it could be x cubed minus x squared plus 18. Anything could be possible, right? So unless you define, just saying that, let's say if I say I and Thanu are related, has no meaning to it. Is Thanu my nephew? Is Thanu my student? Is Thanu my neighbor? No, I have not described yet. So this is the description, this is the definition. Okay? Right? So when you say something is a function of this, if I say your result is a function of your hard work, what does it mean? It means if you study more, if you study well, if you study smartly, if you practice more, your result will be good. Your result, you cannot get 100 out of 100 if you study for 2 minutes. No debate. It's not a debate. It's a basic thing. Hey, hello. What's your name? Shreya. Nice meeting you. Sit down. New student. Okay. No discussion, no debate. So we are talking about functions. Okay. So when we talk about function, this is how I'm reading it. Y is a function of x. Your result is a function of your hard work. Your health is a function of how well you take care of it. Okay? So this means a relationship, as many of you said. So if I'm writing it like this, y is a function of x, I did not describe how the relationship is, how it is related, right? So y as a function of x could be equals to x plus 14, it could be equals to this, it could be this, or it could be anything else. Maybe x plus 7 minus 12. Unless you describe that, it has no meaning. So for the sake of simplicity, if you look at it, I am knocking it off. And now this becomes like y equals this. It's the same thing. Y is a function of x still, because the value of y depends on the value of x, or this relationship, or this. So this is again, nobody tells it like that, but I do so. If I have an equation like this, or any equation, 2x plus 7, I can say y is a function of x, no doubt about it. I can say this is a contract or agreement that they have. Okay? This is a contract that they have. That the rule, the agreement, the deal. Say, okay, fine. The value of x, if you multiply that by 2 and add 7 to it, that will be the value of y. Hold it. Let me complete the sentence. Okay. Now, if I change the value of x as 1, then value of y changes to 9. If I put value of x equals to 5, this changes to 17. So, this is a relationship. Or, you can also look at and say, fine, let me look at the deal in different way. If I move it this side, now this looks more like a deal. Saying, okay, y minus 2x equals 7. So, this is a deal. Whatever is the value of y, there will be corresponding value of x in a way that total result is 7. Yeah, now your question.
Can we first move the negative 2x to the other side, making it positive?
It's not a very valuable question. So I will,
and then
it's not a valuable question, put it there. So we'll come to that. That is the calculation part of it. We'll solve problems. Let's not debate. Yeah.
Is 11 and 2 like one thing we could do?
11 and 2?
Like y is 11 and 2x is 2?
See, all that we'll get to do when we solve problems. Okay. So now this is just the basic understanding part of it. Okay, we have not solved anything yet. Now let's look at what do we mean. So far we have just understood what is a function, what is the meaning of a function, how do you relate input to an output. Now let's look at it a little differently. If I say y equals to 4x squared minus 2x minus 11, here you can also say this is my output based on x as input. Yeah. So you can call this y as a function of x. You can call this an equation. You can call this as input and output. You can call this a relationship. You can call this a deal, agreement, whatever you want to call it. But eventually net x and y are coming together as a group. They have a plan and this yields some output. So that's why it is called a function where there is a relationship between them, where one value is dependent on other value. Too much of English, right? No maths yet? Alright, so let's do some maths. Everybody with me so far, right? Tired of English, right? Let's go to maths. Alright, I have y equals to 4x squared minus 4x minus 37. Evaluate this function for x equals to 8. Evaluate, okay. In the class, I will suggest and request you guys, all food items, finish up before the class. Not in the class, okay? You will not bring, out of, that is for me to tell, not for you. Huh? I don't think I have one. You can see if it is working. You can use it. So, okay. If I say, okay, before you jump to this, okay, remember this is going to stay glued with you like a ghost. Okay? If I give you guys a problem, this has to stay glued with you like a ghost. Now, I forgot your name, Shreya. So Shreya, this is one of the building blocks. We have a new student in the class, so I have to explain what is TRAN, okay? T stands for trust. Meaning you have to always trust yourself that if anybody can solve the problem, it's me. Okay? Always trust yourself. Then comes R, which means read. Read and read till you get tired. Then comes A. A stands for analyze. And N stands for Nike. Just do it. Okay? So what message I'm trying to convey to everybody here? I have repeated this at least 100 times, not 100, but maybe 50 times. Maybe 50 times in this same class. I still see as soon as I get the question, people start jumping onto it. That's why I'm trying to prohibit people from doing so by following trend. Meaning, trust is something that you have to keep with you. This has to become a part of your personality. Hold your hands down. R is for reading the question again and again. So when you get a question, you read it once, twice, 3 times. In your mind, vocally, whatever way works for you. That's okay. And then you analyze. Once you read the question enough, you found out what the problem is. Then you start analyzing. Okay, here what do I have to do? Okay, I have this. I have to apply, put the value of this, and then find it. So then you made your mind. You have a blueprint ready. Then comes Nike. Then you just do it. Because by the time you reach here, you have your entire plan ready. And this whole exercise will not take more than 2 minutes. Maybe a minute. Maybe 30 seconds. Depending on how wordy the problem is. So, but this approach I want everybody to adopt. So when you have a question like this, I said evaluate this function for value of x equals 8. Now I want everybody to think about it and try solving it and see if anybody has any doubt. You had a question.
So that's one equals.
Huh?
Y equals 187.
Okay, got it. Alright, yeah, Vishal.
187.
Okay, Pranav. No dancing, jumping. This is not a dance
187.
class. Okay. So, people who are getting excited to dance, let me remind, it's not a dance class. Just tell me the answer. I'll ask you the approach. Yeah.
187.
Okay. Everybody got 187. Vivan, you got the same?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright. Now, what did you guys do? You got same?
No, I'm still doing it.
Okay.
What I do first is
Hold it. I'll give you opportunity to talk. Allow me that privilege. Yeah. Just okay. Everybody got 187, right? Nobody has any doubt. Yep. Yeah, Pranav. You got 187 too?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Then hands down. I'm assuming that everybody got 187 only. Okay? Unless somebody gives me a different answer and brings in some diversity in the class.
oh no, I'm good.
Dikshita, Bhupal, got the same answer?
I got
187. Okay. Now comes what is that we are trying to do by this? Oh, hold it, beta. Hold it. Little bit of patience will help the class to be more organized. Okay. Now, after we have found out the answer, as I keep saying, I don't care about the answer. So even if whatever hard work you guys did, that went down the drain, I don't care about the answer. What I care about the process. How did you do it? That is what I'm interested in. Now I will choose whom to ask this. I know everybody will give the same answer. I will ask. I will choose whom to ask, okay? So that not everybody jumps and everybody starts shouting. I'll ask 2 people on the screen, 2 people in the classroom. Okay? Now, let me see. Sadly.
Yeah, so the first thing I did, since x was 8, I did x squared, which is 64, and then I multiplied that by 4, which is 256. And then I did the other side. 4 times 8 is 32. I added 32 plus 37, which is 69. And then I subtracted 256 minus 69
Okay.
to get 187.
So that is the calculation part of it. I want a different answer. I know answer, I mean value you got, that is matching, no doubt about it. Let me see if somebody can explain that to me in a much simpler word, because I'm interested in the approach. Yeah, Anirudh.
So first you have to substitute x for 8,
Uh-huh.
and then you get 4 times multiplied of 8
Okay.
squared, which
So-
is 4.
So I will rely on you guys for your calculation part of it. I was just curious to know what is the approach. So Vishal, do you have a different way of describing it?
I'll do it the same way.
Same way. So Okay. Okay, now a question for you guys. Okay, just be mindful, respectful of your time. Tell me if you're going to tell me something different. Are you going to tell me anything different?
I'm not listening. Like I listened to like the past.
Same thing. Same thing, right? I mean, see again.
Can I say that's a story?
No. So again, see, it's simple, right? I mean, again, I can give everybody a chance to talk about it, but then the problem is, if you're not adding value by doing something, it's called repetitive, and that leads to something called redundancy. Okay, we will get a chance. Okay, come back to this. Simple approach was this. If you have to okay, so again, I'm not giving everybody a chance because trust me, if everybody talks about it, you'll say same as somebody. So that's not a value add. So I'm just trying to save time for each one of you so that we can learn something more. Okay. Coming back to this one. If you have a function and you have to, if this function says that y is dependent on x, meaning for every value of x, there will be a corresponding value of y. That's what it says in simple terms. So, the examiner made it a little more explicit. Just saying this, for every value of x, there is a y. It remains open-ended. Now the examiner said, no, let's stay focused. Evaluate this function for x equals to 8. What it means is, while you have hundreds of options that you can choose from, what will be your value for the given value of this input? Yeah. So that is how you will look at a function or evaluating a function. Okay. There is no tricks involved here, no complications here. As long as you relate it, do it with a cool head. There is no problem, and be assured that you will have at least 1 or 2 questions for sure from functions coming in your SAT exam also. Okay, I'm not talking about 6th or 8th grade. I'm talking about SAT exam as well. Okay.
Were you giving me to Harvard?
Now comes manipulating the formula.
What does that mean?
So we there's no debate happening here right now. So I keep stopping kids. Okay. So sometimes when I feel that some discussion is not productive, I'll stop you guys, because that is not. I mean, I'm as well. I can talk without a sense for next 1 hour, but that is not what you are spending your time here for, right? So now comes the next thing, which is called manipulating formula. So again, related to functions only, but how do you manipulate formula?
Can you repeat that again?
Manipulating formulas. Manipulating. So again, I have an Indian accent, you guys have American accent. Manipulating. Yep. Alright. So again, don't get into the English part of it. You have to learn your English somewhere else for your SAT exam. This class is only for maths. As long as you guys can follow me, our job is done. Or my job is done. Now, let's talk about x squared plus 4y plus 6x minus 12 equals to 18.
What is it, x squared?
Yeah, x squared. So, if I say, can you manipulate this to write like a function? Who all can write it like a function? A simple function, y as a function of x. Who can? Do it. You finish it first.
Can we make our own rule?
Huh?
Can we make our own rule?
Manipulate it. You figure it out. I don't care about it.
Wait, what is manipulating mean?
It's in the name.
You're
Changing.
okay. Manipulating is changing. Or dealing with it in the way you want.
That's why I don't like English.
Does anyone care?
You want the answer? Okay. Alright. So this was my equation. I'm asking you guys to manipulate this and write in the form of a function. Like y is a function of x.
Is that for y?
Read it. Or else get the class is checked. Yeah, Pranav.
Is it y equals to x to the power of 2 plus 4y plus 6x subtracted by 12?
Read it for me one more time. Y equals?
X to the power of 2 plus 4y
Okay.
plus 6x No,
x
not
square.
the 4.
Okay. So y equals to x squared plus.
4y
Okay.
plus 6x
Okay.
subtracted by 12.
So y equals to this.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would suggest is, this is not done yet. So spend some time. Do it one more time. I'll come back to you.
It's the same thing.
So okay. Yeah. Let's say Anirudh what has to say. What Anirudh has to say. Sorry.
So for my function, I got y equals negative x divided by 4 squared plus negative 6 divided by 4x plus 7.
So Anirudh, read it slowly for me. Negative
Okay.
x. Y equals negative x.
Yeah, and that entire thing would be squared.
This.
No, including the minus.
Okay. Negative x by 4 square.
Plus negative 6 by 4 x.
Okay.
Plus 7 2/8.
Plus
7 and 2/8.
7 and like this. 7.
No, 7 and 2 divided by 8. Like a mixed number.
Okay.
This fraction.
Okay. 7 2 divided by 8. Okay. All right. Praneeth, what is your answer?
So I just replaced y with 18 and I put x squared plus 4y plus 6x minus 12.
So you have to read it for me.
So I put 18 is equal to x squared plus 4y plus 6x minus 12.
Okay. Let's see what Vishal has to say.
I got y is equal to negative x squared by 4
Okay.
minus 6x by 4
Okay.
plus 30 by 4.
18 is equal to x squared plus 4x plus x, 6x minus 12.
Okay. What did you get?
I'm still doing it and I'm confused.
Still doing it? Okay. Yep. Yep. Anirudh.
Yeah, I just wanted to correct my answer. I read it wrong. I got the same as minus x squared divided by 4.
Like what Vishal said? Yeah? Okay. Anybody has different answer or an answer? Dikshita, Tanu, Vasundhara, Bhupal, anybody? See, again, I'm just trying to gauge where I have to chime in. Right? Making mistake is fine. I love when you guys make mistakes. That's an opportunity for the teacher. And I'm an opportunist teacher that way. I mean, on a serious note, right? I mean, I'm just trying to understand who understands manipulation of formula, converting that into a function form, in which way, and wherever I see a gap, I'm just trying to bring you all to a uniform state. So, how about you?
I'm not done solving it, but like, wouldn't you have to divide y from each side? Since it's 4y and the inverse of.
Will you divide by 4 y or do you divide by 4?
I was thinking y.
Our goal is this, to get y equals function of x, meaning y on one side, everything else on the other side.
Yeah.
That's our goal. Okay, Gitesh, tell me.
I don't understand.
You did not understand. So what did you not understand? Did you understand what is a function? No, so you don't have to see. First of all, see, the most important thing is, put your hands down. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. When you talk about a function, first thing I want you guys to understand is what is a function. Function is nothing but a relationship, right? You let's say, let's give a very lame example here. You guys go to a function. That function is, it could be a marriage function, it could be a birthday function, it could be a some ceremony happening in the school. It could be a graduation ceremony. It could be a function for anything, right? And every function has a reason. You don't celebrate or you don't kind of organize a function without a reason. I will not say that I'll have a function at my place with 500 people. For what? Is it my birthday? Is it something like I'm becoming 60-year-old? Is it because I got a lottery? There has to be a reason, right? Same way, when you look at a function is a relationship between two variables. There is a reason, meaning you give some input, you get an output. Here if you look at, let's say when we look at this function, y is a function of x, or when we describe that, say, okay, y equals 5x plus 17, let's say. So then for every value of x, there will be corresponding value of y. Okay? That's what it means. If you put x equals to 1, this becomes 5 into 1, 5 plus 17, 22. So value of y will be 22. When x is 1, y is 32. When you put x equals to 2, it becomes 5 into 2, 10 plus 17. That becomes 27. When you put x equals to 3, it becomes something else. So here, the x is your input. That decides what will be your corresponding output. So that is why you write y as a function of x, y as a function of x, and then you have an equation. That determines what is the function, what is the relationship, how do you determine things, okay? Here, I said this is an equation I have. Can you convert that to a function form? Meaning, here you convert, see, I have both the variables x and y on one side of equal to sign. Don't do that, hold it. So, when I have both the variables x and y on one side of equal to sign. What I want to do is, I want to get y on one side and everything else on the other side. So that way, y becomes a function of x. That's what we are trying to do. We are not doing anything difficult. We are just trying to see how do we deal with operations, how do we deal with equal to sign, how do we make things navigate from one side of equal to sign to other side. I call equal to sign as a border. It's like crossing the border, crossing from US to Mexico, crossing the US-Mexico border, crossing India-Pakistan border, kind of thing. Okay? Now, let's see. Who is raising hand? So, Gitesh, did you understand that part? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Now I got different answers, and that is what I call as unity in diversity. I will not trust anybody, as I keep saying, I don't trust anybody. I don't care about the answer. I believe in doing it myself, and that's what I want you guys to believe in as well. Yeah.
Can I change my answer really quick?
Yeah. Let's not help anybody.
X by the power of 2 plus 6x.
Y equals x to the power 2.
Oh, wait. No, not. So 4y.
Okay, hold it there. Now anyways, I'll come back to this one. So whatever answer you've got, we'll validate it against what I'm doing. Okay? Alright. Anybody, Vivan, you had raised your hand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So I
tell
was
me.
going to say that y equals
Okay.
x to the power of 2 plus 4.5 plus 6x multiplied by 12.
Okay. So what I would suggest is, everybody keep your answers ready. Make sure that whatever you have done is done like a story, okay? Step by step. Okay? And then when I complete it, you will validate it against this thing to see if I went wrong or you went wrong. Okay? Now same thing. As I keep prescribing, keep advocating Tran. I'm a brand ambassador for Tran. Right? Tran is not a brand, but I'm still an ambassador. Okay, coming back to this one. Here, whenever I have an equation, what I'll do is, I'll read this as x squared plus 4y equals to plus 6x minus 12 equals to 18. Okay? X squared plus 4y plus 6x minus 12 equals to 18. And the question says, convert this into a function form. When y is, Okay, so basically by reading the question a couple of times, I realized that, okay, so I have to convert it into a form where I have y on one side and everything else on the other side. That's my ultimate goal. That is when it will become, it will come into a function form. So, alright, understood. That means I need to have y on one side. What do I need to do? Okay, let's do step by step. I want y on one side. I don't know how to do it. I'll just keep 4y on one side and make everything go other side. So 4y remains this side, everything else crosses the border with visa, okay? No crossing border without visa, alright?
That was tollway.
Tollway also needs visa. When you're crossing the border, meaning you're crossing a country, you need visa, okay? Regardless of whether you're paying toll or not. Okay? We'll talk about it.
Is that big thing?
If you have to enter any country, you need permission to enter that country. That's what is called. Okay. Alright. You still have a long way to go before you become a teacher. So put it there. Alright. Now I want to keep all just y on one side, but I don't know how to do it right now. I'll do step by step. So I'm keeping 4y on one side and then make everything cross the border. When you cross the border, a lot of things change, right? So 18 was on this side of the border, that is fine, equal to sign, that remains as is. When I have a minus 12, when I make this guy travel this side, minus becomes plus.
I finally got the
No.
my
Hold it there. Now you can validate against this one. Yeah.
Wait, wouldn't 18 become negative because it's going to a different side?
No, 18 is not changing. See, I'm keeping y on this side. I'm only moving this guy.
Oh, I get it, yeah.
Now I'm moving everything from here to here except 4y. Okay? So 18 remains 18. 12 was minus. So minus becomes plus. So this became plus. This guy when it moved became this. Now 6x is plus. Moving it here becomes minus 6x. Because plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus. Now this is done, this is done. This one don't have to move. I have to move this guy. So x square moves this side. X square is positive, it becomes minus x square. So I got 4y equals this. Okay, let's simplify this. So 4y equals 18 plus 12 is 30 minus 6x minus x square. There is no simplification that we can do. There is no addition subtraction. Now we wanted y equals to something. What we have is 4y equals to something. That means I want to get rid of 4. And 4 is nothing but a multiplication. 4 is multiplied with y. Meaning, now when you are making the 4 cross the border, multiplication becomes division.